Thanks for your interest in LinearBench Explore, Gistic Research's web-based application for viewing and analyzing LRS-referenced roadway asset data. This is the first in a series of videos describing some of the features of Explore. This video will focus on the application's user interface. The inspiration for LinearBench Explore came from the traditional engineering straight-line diagram. Like a straight-line diagram, Explore depicts a road segment and its features, along with assets occurring along that segment. The features and assets are represented by user-customizable symbology and appear layered in relation to one another. This enables visual analysis of the assets' relationships. But LinearBench Explore is much more. Unlike most straight-line diagramming tools, Explore gives the user the ability to view information in greater context because it's presented in multiple synchronized views simultaneously. For example, in addition to the straight-line diagram, the information is also presented on a map, as tabular data or a pie chart, and if available, in a photo log. Also, Explore's user interface is highly customizable, which will be demonstrated in this video. The application also includes Gistic's innovative time-space diagram, the subject of another video in this series. This is an analytical tool that displays a road segment and assets not only in a spatial context, or where they are located along the road segment, but temporally as well, that is, when these assets were established or retired. I'll begin by describing the application's interface. The interface is made up of several panels and 3 tabs. It opens by default to the straight-line diagram tab. I'll describe the various panels as I conduct an initial search so you can see how they look and behave with data. The left panel is used to identify the road segment and assets you would like to display. Select a road name from the route drop-down list, and then specify the road segment to display by entering values in the measurement fields below. In this example, I'll select I-15 and enter mile measures 382 to 384. Click Go to view the stick map of this road segment. Roadway features that exist on this route segment can be symbolized, and that symbology is customizable. In this case, we see the 3 milepost markers and a local road that crosses I-15 at roughly mile 383. Tooltips, also customizable, identify these features. The measures of the route segment are displayed at the bottom of the diagram display area. Also notice that the map zoomed in from its original extent, which was Salt Lake City and its surrounding area, to the selected road segment, now highlighted. Next, to select the assets to display. Below a row of feature buttons, many of which I will touch upon throughout this video, is a layers field. Let's first add crash data. Using the drop-down, I select the crashes layer. Once selected, crash data is retrieved and displayed as a symbolized layer on the diagram. A Crashes tab also appears in the data grid panel below, containing each crash record displayed in tabular form. I'll also add speed limit and culvert data to our view. To insert another layer field, click the first button with the plus sign to the right of any layer drop-down. A new layer field appears below. I'll select the speed limits layer, then repeat the process to add the culverts layer. As you can see, there are now 3 tabs in the data grid panel, 1 for each asset layer displayed. The interface is fully customizable. Panels can be closed and reopened easily to suit your viewing preference. I can change the view's extent in a couple of ways. 1, by clicking and dragging my mouse right or left. I can also use the scroll wheel on my mouse. Doing this, you can see that the panels are fully synchronized and their data dynamic. As I scroll, you can see the route measurements change at the bottom, as well as the contents of all 3 panels. I can also change the map's orientation from vertical to horizontal. This might be helpful if, for example, the route being studied is an east-west route. To do so, click the button in the top right corner of the map panel. To return to its original vertical orientation, just click the button again. Below each asset drop-down, the current symbology is identified along with the count of records displayed. In the case of the crashes layer, we are viewing the crash severity of 60 accidents. To view the legend of the displayed records, click on the fourth feature button with the tooltip visual aid. A small separate window opens with two tabs, Symbology and Pie Chart. To view the legend of a displayed asset, on the Symbology tab, select its layer name and the legend you want to view. The corresponding legend appears below. The same layer data is presented in a pie chart on the next tab. The contents of these tabs are dynamic. That is, if the extent of the view is changed, the data on these tabs change as well. Watch as I use the scroll wheel on my mouse to change the view's extent. You can change the asset layer's symbology or add another of its attributes to the diagram. Use the third button to the right of the layer's drop-down to do this. Click its drop-down arrow to see if other attributes are available. In the case of crashes, there is also a Number of Vehicles Involved attribute. Click its corresponding checkbox to add it to the diagram. Now both attributes, severity and number of vehicles, appear. The Visual Aids window is dynamically updated to reflect the additional attribute. Select Number of Vehicles Involved in the Legend drop-down to view its legend. The straight line diagram panel is interactive and fully synchronized with the other panels. As I move my cursor within the straight line diagram panel, notice how the pink location icon moves simultaneously along the route section on the map. When I click on a specific asset symbol, it is highlighted yellow and all other panels react. The location is identified by a pink dot on the map, and its corresponding row in the data grid is highlighted as well. If there are two or more events overlapping at that location, you'll be prompted to open the report window to see the details of those records. Open the report window by clicking the third feature button. The report window can also be used to view the details of individually highlighted rows in the data grid. LinearBench Explore also supports the linking of photos or other file types to asset records. When I click on the Culverts tab in the data grid, notice a small photo icon next to several of the data rows. To view the photos associated with this record, click on the photo icon. A separate window containing the photos will open. You can link other file types to your data records, besides photos, for example, Word documents, Excel spreadsheets, and PDFs. The row of buttons below the route name and route measure fields are used to access several feature tools. Use of the LRS panel will be explained in the third video of this series, which covers Explore's support for multiple linear referencing systems and methods. The report and visual aid tools were briefly described earlier in this video. The Analyze function will be covered in depth in the fourth video, Analysis Capabilities. The Print function is handled by LinearBench Print, a separate module included with any Explore purchase. The one remaining feature tool yet to be described is the Photolog player. The player can provide access to an agency's existing photo log within Explore. To open the player, click the second feature button. A small thumbnail version of the player appears first at lower left. The position in the player is synchronized with my cursor's position in the straight line diagram panel. I can use the control arrows at the top of the window to play and pause the photo log. Notice when I do so how my cursor moves simultaneously along the diagram panel and map. To get a fuller view, I can click on the Photolog tab. On this tab, I can use the slider to advance more quickly to another location, or jump to a different milepost by entering it in the field provided. I can also widen the view further by clicking on the Front and Side View button at the bottom right of this panel. That is the end of this user interface demo. If you would like more information about LinearBench Explore or any of the other LinearBench suite products, please send us a message from the contact page on our website or give us a call. Thank you for watching.